Welcome back, Warriors. Welcome back. We have another spectacular show for you today. After a exciting, crazy weekend. But before we get into all that, make sure you are sharing, liking, turning on your notifications, commenting on these videos, on these episodes. Please spread the word and let them know the Warriors Vision podcast. Not Warriors Vision Cash, but podcast is out. Oh man, we have one for you. So let's go ahead and jump into the show. Welcome back again to the Warriors Vision Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Sells, aka The Warrior. It's how you guys doing? First and foremost, how are you doing? I hope you are having a great start to your week. This is a early recording. It's still going to drop on this Friday. Well, as you're listening to this, it's dropping on time. But wow. I'm sure you don't live under a rock and you don't live in a closet. Even if you are off grid, you know what has happened. Because I'm pretty sure you've had to go to the gas station or refuel and get some water or something. You've heard. As you see, the title of the show is we're on episode 6. Before I get into the show, I forgot to put the actual count because we are supposed to be doing the full total of episodes to update where we are in this show. So I promise next episode we're gonna have the full number. It's just out of habit, so I gotta break this habit of what I've been doing and get to the actual number, which is a fantastic number, and we're gonna celebrate that. But as you see there, the title, Aware But Not Consumed. And if you were around during Saturday, I believe that's when it took place, we all witnessed or we all saw the recap of, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, the former president. And when I saw it, when I saw this, I was like, whoa, it is 2024. What are we doing? 2024, so many cameras, all the technology out there. How is this even a real thing? At first I thought it was fake, but to see it all over my YouTube stuff, and then I go into Twitter and it's like everyone is talking about it. I think I was about 2 hours behind from the information, and I was like, wow, I couldn't believe this was actually, happening. So it was just so much, and I think I stayed up for, let me see, we watched it for another 3 hours, watched the coverage of it. We watched a little Candace Owens talk about it, and she was definitely enraged with emotion. She was filled. There was a lot of people filled with emotion, and there was a lot of people on Twitter saying a lot of garbage. There was a lot of people on the right saying a lot of. It was just so much garbage. So when I had my full of information that I wanted to gather, I was like, all right, it's time to go to bed. It was time to go to bed because the next day was Sunday. It was time to get ready for church, and I wanted to be fresh and have a clear mind and not be in bed thinking about what just took place. So we went to church Sunday. I didn't really pay it. Actually, I got up and didn't really think about it anymore. I think me and my wife had maybe a little 2-minute conversation. It was like, wow, I can't believe that really happened, right? And then we went to church, had a good service at church, came home. Before we came home, my bishop was like, he wanted to talk to me about what happened, because he knows that I'm an executive protection agent. So I'm in that field of protection. And when I was watching it yesterday, there was so many glaring red flags. Like, That's not supposed to be happening. Why is this not, where's the extra bodies? Where's the extra help? On the way home, did a podcast with Hard Parking Podcast with Jay Finney. If you haven't checked that podcast out, check it out. We did an episode together, talking about it for a little bit, and really just trying to understand how and why, and trying to see where would the country go from here now, right? Today is Monday that I'm recording this episode, July the 15th. And as I said on the show, that it would be a lot of people blaming the local police department, even though the Secret Service should have been in charge of. I'm pretty sure they were in charge, you know, in charge of everything that was going on. But the main topic, the main point that I want to get to, that I'm going to get to right now, that people are consumed by this. And I understand you might be saying, well, they almost took out us, the former president, and he's our only hope to change America. See, that's the part right there that I'm bothered by. We're constantly looking for someone to save us, and we're at the point right now where nothing is going to drastically change it back to 2016, 17, 18. Nothing's going to erase what has happened. And if and then the biggest one that I'm using this microphone, I'm hoping that the Christians out there that are listening. If you are in your word, then you know how this all plays out. You know that we are in the last days. You shouldn't be concerning yourself or consuming yourself with this. This shouldn't be, taking up so much time in your head or taking so much time up in your family that this is all that you're talking about and dealing with. We have people on the right, super hardcore right, that are basically turning Donald Trump into a deity. And I'm not going to say into a, because that's not what he is. He is human. He is a human. He is a 73-year-old man or 78, however old he is. He's in his 70s. That he's running for office, and he's trying to do a good thing, I believe, or I think, or I assume, right? He's not out there leading the charge. One of the things I heard was that this man is, with the blood on his face, was the same blood that the forefathers, like George Washington, the men from from the 1700s. That's he has the same blood, and I'm like, what are we talking about? What are we doing? The truth of the matter is that Donald Trump was standing on stage, talking, doing what he does. He's a great talker, doing what he does, and a person took a shot at him. By the grace of God, he missed. By the grace of God, he missed. That's what that was. God spared his life. He was given another day, another opportunity to get himself together before his time runs out. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's it. It was a 73-year-old man standing on stage. Someone missed. By the grace of God. He's not a deity. He is not all powerful. He's none of those things. And somehow the people on the right have turned him into something that he's not. And, the people on the left, the things that they were saying, it's just completely and utterly disgusting to hear that, some of these people were college professors saying that they, you shouldn't have missed. Maybe you should take some more classes. Like, these things are coming out of human beings' mouth. What are we doing? We are in the last days, and it is sad to see the the crumbling effect of humanity. There's no more compassion. The Bible speaks well of these things. In Matthew, he speaks well of these. Jesus says that the love of many will wax cold. We don't, there's no respect of life anymore. And now I'm just talking about in general how we don't value each other. We disrespect each other. We are purposely trying to get over on one another. It is a dog eat dog world out here. Because people have become consumed with their own greed, with their own, political identity. Like, how did you get so consumed that you don't even know who you are? What the first thing that I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. Now, who are you? Who are you? What do you like to do? We are too consumed with this thing. And it's only going to get worse. We are here in July. The election's not until November. The media is going to play on this. And all those who are consumed by it are going to fall into the traps. We've seen what happened when people are consumed by things, by situations, when they're consumed by their emotions because of a situation. What do they call it? The summer of love in 2020? When people were burning down cities, tearing up their own neighborhoods. Foolishness. Chaos, destruction, for no loss of life, for no reason. Yes, one man lost his life because of whatever the situation was. He lost his life. But does that justify that we go and destroy cities, start hurting innocent people, attacking random women for no reason? Is that the road that we're heading down again? It's all right to be aware of what's going on in the news. It's all right. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you become consumed with it, where it becomes your identity, where it controls your emotion, it controls how you react to certain things or to certain people or to certain words, you need to step back. You need to step back and do a evaluation of what's really happening, because things are about to get out of control. Turn the TV off. There's too many pundits out there. There's too many influencers out there just talking and running their mouths, and they're being emotional, and you're feeding off of that. It's making you more emotional, more irrational. Again, it's all right to be aware, but we are becoming consumed with government, with people that are trying to run for offices or whatever the case may be. We have become consumed with these things. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I don't know I don't know what's the next thing that's going to happen. But I just feel like it's only downhill from here. As more of the information starts to come out and people or agencies start to not take accountability for their failure to respond or to coordinate with the right people, to set up people in the right positions, it's going to be more questions. It's going to be more anger. The media is going to play off that. And if you're consumed by this, if this is what you do for your life, if this is what you do for entertainment, I'm suggesting that you step away from the TV. Go outside and touch some grass. If you live in the city, you ain't got no grass, go outside and go to a park. And I say that because a lot of people live in a concrete jungle where condos and there's a bunch of concrete, so maybe there's no grass. But either way, go outside, breathe, go do something else. Turn the TV off. That stuff is gonna be there. It's gonna be there. It's literally ruined. So I watched what I think 3 videos, and my YouTube feed is like full with that. Before, my YouTube feed had things about herbs, camping, bushcraft, some gun stuff, some executive protection stuff, some carnivore stuff. Because that's the stuff we're trying to learn different things, and that's the stuff that we're into. But I watched 3-4 videos, and YouTube had just flooded my feed with this garbage, and I'm like, I'm over it. Like I had fun. Well, I'm not gonna say it was fun talking about it, but it was. We had some good conversation. We had some good questions about what took place. But now, it's Monday. Tomorrow's gonna be Tuesday. I'm not really looking to spend a lot of time on this because I don't want it to control my life. First, and it's not. I'm not turning any one of these individuals into any type of idol where I feel like, or where if someone asks me a question, I now have to bite their head off because they asked me something that I felt was like disrespectful or whatever the case may be. Some of y'all have turned these people into gods, but they ain't the true God. Yet y'all have turned these people into gods, some type of immortal war heroes or whatever the case may be. Both of these men are old. Both of these men are old. They are well established, and they're not gonna make your personal situation better. I've said it so many times. People keep looking to DC for their help when you don't even know what's going on in your local departments with your police, your city council, your school boards, your hospital. I'm learning that a lot of the hospitals in our rural area are losing certain departments. Are losing certain departments, like the one hospital shut down their what do they call it, the pregnancy or the birthing ward or whatever it's called. I don't have the actual name of it, but women cannot have babies at that hospital. They shut it down, and we are far away from major cities. They're suggesting people to drive to Pensacola or Mobile. Those are drives from where I live. That's a drive, especially if you have a person that's that doesn't have a car, or they're living from check to check and they have a low income job. Like, people are facing real issues, but our focus is on DC for some reason. Meanwhile, your local area is doing all types of things under your nose and you don't even know about it. Again, I'm telling you, it's all right to be aware, but don't be consumed. It's all right to know what's going on, but don't turn these people into things that they're not. Don't start worshiping these people. Don't stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So I hope that again, I hope that this was insightful. I hope it causes you to think about how about the time that you're spending on this, the time that you have spent on this, because people have been talking about this since the last election. I was one of them, and I was like, yeah, God started pulling me further and further away from that. And now every now and then recently I've done two shows, talking about it, but that's it. And today I'm trying to help you to understand that it's okay to be aware. I'm gonna keep saying that it's okay to be aware. Don't be consumed. all you're doing is bringing unwanted stress into your life, which your body cannot handle. Which your body cannot handle. So, think about it, let it marinate on you, and see if you're spending too much time. Have you turned these people into guys that even the slightest comment you get, it's time to fight? If you get that way, you need to take a step back. You need to take a step back and evaluate what is really important. All right, so let's jump into the contact information screen. Follow us on IG, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. Remember, this podcast is brought to you by the Warriors Collection Network. All right, follow us on IG at Warriors_Collection_. The other page is Warriors_Collection_Network. If you're watching this on the YouTube, make sure you hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, or even hit the thumbs down and tell me why you hit the thumbs down. Leave me a comment so that YouTube will put this video in front of more people. So then we can grow. If you're familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. So we can grow this channel, so we can grow this empire. All right. Follow us on Twitter again, See Through It 1, and TikTok at Warriors Collection Brand. You can catch us on the audio side if the video is not your cup of tea. If you don't like watching videos and all that stuff, I get it. Watch it, or listen to it rather. Listen to it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, and any other platform out there. You can catch this podcast. Just search it, Warriors Vision, the podcast, or Warriors Vision. I'm sure there is no other. I'm like 100% sure there's no other podcast called Warriors Vision. All right, search us out. With that being said, Warriors, I hope you're not being consumed by this stuff. There's way more important things going on. There's way more at stake. Your soul, for one. God, His grace and mercy was shown on Saturday to Donald Trump. And I hope he takes a moment to realize that he was given another day to get it right, to start seeking God fully. And I hope that you are doing the same thing, because we don't know when our time is up. Driving to work, semi truck could cross over into your lane, bang, that's it. Going to bed, gas line could pop, boom, your house gone, you're done. So many things that God protect us from, seen and unseen dangers. Don't get consumed by things that are meaningless. These things have to happen. These things are going to happen. You have no power to stop it. No power at all. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So, be aware. Don't be consumed. Remember, level up, train harder, be an asset. Pray more, read often, be the light. Be the light. This is the Warriors Vision Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Sells, also known as The Warrior. I'll talk to you guys later. Warrior out.